And you know what? The one thing I like about Ricky, along with Mad Max, they're fan favorites. They walk on the right side of the track, if you will. But they can go dirty on your booty in a minute. And Ricky Morton with those explosive right hands. And, you know, leave it to Ricky Nelson to just take a blatant shot to somebody's eyes.
And Eaton comes in with a closed fist.
You know, beautiful Bobby Eaton. You know, the name speaks for itself. One of the original high flyers in sports entertainment with that deadly knee drop. And, of course, the most popular move that everyone knows, the Alabama Jam, made great by that technique.
Victoria Michaels tripping Morton.
See, that goes back to the beauty and the beast concept I was talking earlier. She's a beauty, but if she crosses, she can be a beast.
Well, you're talking about Bobby Eaton and his high-flying aerial tactics. Scotty, anything that he comes off the top turnbuckle with, knee drop, leg drop, elbow smash, anything is lethal from him.
Oh, you know, you talking about, I mean, you talking about, like I said, one of the original high flyers of the sport. Back in the day when only high flyers were Beautiful Bobby. Speaking of high flying, you had Beautiful Bobby, Jimmy Snuka, and a couple other ones, but there wasn't as many high flyers, and he was one of the best. And there's that wonderful knee drop that he made so famous.
And take a look at Morton. He is feeling the effect. And talking about the high-flying moves that Eaton does, the majority of the time, they hit with accuracy. Rarely, if ever, do you see him miss a move.
The only bad thing about those moves is that if he was ever to miss, and Ricky Nelson takes the man over the top rope with the referee's back turn. See, that's the tag team treachery. That's the dirty snake that runs on that side.
And Bobby Eaton asking for a chair.
Bobby Eaton's been on a little chair lately, hitting people with chairs. He wants to body slam me. I wonder what his problem is with me. He's got to die to body slam me.
A chair into the midsection of Morton.
You know, last week they beat Ricky with the chair. This week they're on Ricky with the chair. I don't understand.
The things that Nelson and Eaton have done to Morton. Morton has threatened to bring Robert Gibson into the area. Ricky Morton's going to have to do something to regain some of the fire, if you will.
Ricky Nelson, beautiful high-flying spot off the top rope. You know, that's one thing about Ricky Nelson, too. Ricky Nelson go to the top rope only in a heartbeat as well. But I'm sorry, it's going to take a little bit more than that to pin one of the greats, Ricky Morton. Because that knee to the back of the head doesn't help anything.
And Morton filling the arm bar. Morton needs to tag out the Mad Max.
He really needs to make that tag. Max is ready. Max is ready. Max is praying for that shot and a handful of hair. Max knows it's all it's going to take is that one tag, and he's going to end this. You know that. I hate to say Max is inexperienced, but against these two veterans, these two professionals, you can't give them any opportunity to have the ref back turn.
His emotions ran high, and when he did, Eaton and Nelson went to work on Morton.
See, that's no matter where he's at, no matter what he's doing, the great Ricky Morton always has his head in the game. And one little slip up, and you're done, as Beautiful Bobby just found out.
Morton, I would say that's a desperation move, that suplex.
And there they come again. You notice the technique, the tactic, as Beautiful Bobby held Ricky Morton's foot while Ricky Nelson was able to deliver the crushing elbow to the back of the head.
Nelson nails Morton, chop, a series of chops.
Went to the face. Here we go now. If the crowd can do that, you know, Ricky Morton thrives off the crowd. The fans have carried him to the top of the mountain. Top of the mountain, many times.
Nelson is writhing, and Morton needs to get to his feet for that tag to Mad Max.
Well, both competitors made it back to the feet at the same time, but it appears Ricky Nelson got the better of the move. Maybe he was just a little quicker. Maybe he was a little faster. But don't ever, ever, ever question the fight in one Ricky Morton.
Don't count him out.
You know, you can never count it out. Here we just did a little bit of high flying. And you got Victoria Michaels down on the floor. She's cheering, she's clapping, she's happy because her men seem to be on top.
And Nelson went right into a boot.
That'll wake you up. It looks like Ricky Nelson might have had his clock clean right then.
Inches away.
Beautiful Bobby's in. And the tag's made to Mad Max. He's in the ring. He's a house of fire. Delivering those punches. I mean, just dropping them like flies.
Mad Max is coming in. He's irate. Victoria Michaels on the apron, and what she's doing up there, I'm not sure.
He's arguing. I don't know what's going on here.
Wait a minute. He can't suplex her in the ring. Nelson threw powder into the face of Mad Max.
I don't know what's going on here. There we go, like always, like I said, got to resort to the trickery, got to resort to the backstabbing.
Nelson with a pile driver. And Mad Max with the chair.
And that's the match. The referee calls for the bell. That's the match. That's the match.
Let's see what the official verdict is.
The ref won't tell us who won.
Ladies and gentlemen, referee Jeff Richards has disqualified Mad Max and Ricky Morton. Your winners, Ricky Nelson and beautiful Bobby Houston.
And Nelson and Eden headed for higher ground.
Wrestling fans, we're here again with Ricky Nelson, beautiful Bobby, who has beautiful Bobby Eaton. Ricky Nelson just put the proverbial mud hole right in and watched it dry out with the redneck sun. Now most of you people got 75-cent haircuts and $3.50 trailers out in the woods, but what you just witnessed was 20 years in the business, 16 years. Hey, brother, what I'm trying to say is I think maybe you should call Tom Brokaw. He can relay the message to the broken down Rock Gun Roll Express. And it's for all you $5 an hour, get singing, with sleeping with, snuff sipping, tobacco chewing, Budweiser drinking, Dale Earnhardt fan, get back. Bottom line, Super Tag Team Champion, Super Singles. We are now the greatest tag team in this area. And if Vince McMahon and Ken Turner want to jump on, get you wallet out, boys. Because you got to buy him, me, her, and the twins, and we don't come cheap. Well, there you have it, wrestling fans. This is Johnny Piper. For Danny Parrish. Leaving inside area. Ricky Morton, Ricky Nelson. Beautiful Bobby. Lovely Victoria. Fans, melee. Wild things happening here in Mid Atlantic. But we will see you next week. All right, Mid Atlantic Championship Wrestling fans. You're along with the most explosive boys in sports entertainment today, Scotty Piper. And we have an exciting event coming up to you right here, December 2nd in Morganton, North Carolina. You'll see all the top contenders here in the Mid Atlantic area, to include the former Mid Atlantic heavyweight champion of the world. Joining me now, Coach Steele. Coach, a little bit of robbery, a little bit of treachery. I can't say it enough. There's a lot of big contenders in the back. What are you going to do with each and every one of them? Who do you want first? I don't care who comes out here. The contenders in the back, I don't worry about. The one I worry about is the man that's got my belt right now, Bunkhouse Buck. Brother, you're in Kentucky tonight. I guarantee you in Morganton, December the 2nd, you'll be back, and I guarantee you we'll start right back where we finished up, and this time, Ronnie P. Gossett, you stick your bald-headed mouth in there, I'll knock your teeth out. And I guarantee you, Buck, like I said, you keep knocking me down, and I'll keep getting up. And like you said again, as far as the heavyweight contenders in the back, I don't care who's back. It don't make any difference to me. I'll wrestle each and every one of them any night of the week.
Well, there you have it, Cold Steel. You'll also see on that exciting card here December 2nd in Morgan, the chairman of Mid Atlantic, Mad Max. All right, Max, a little bit of payback. Get somebody in your corner. You're behind Ricky Morton now. A lot going on for Mad Max.
Well, as you seen last week, you know, Ricky Nelson is no stranger to Mad Max. We've been going at it for, I guess, 5, 6, 7 years. And overseas, over in Saudi Arabia, in Japan, in Germany, he's been after me, I've been after him. So now we're going to bring it to Morganton right here in Mid Atlantic. So that's one thing. The other thing is Tony Hunter. I forgot about him either. Hey, I owe him a couple of shots across the skull. I think I can do it, huh?
Well, I know you can. All the fans know you can. And right here on December 2nd in Morgan, North Carolina, you will see the man get a little bit of vision. He is the chairman of Mid Atlantic Championship Wrestling, Mad Max. See you on December 2nd, folks.
Good count. Both of these men dangerously close to being counted out.
And then Colt Steel straight down into the steel railing outside the ring. Well, it doesn't look like Colt's so mad anymore, Dan Pierce. I think the fire's been put out. What do you think?
That remains to be seen. I'd say this man has a heart as big as this ring itself. He's certainly not going to give up or quit. Unless his back continues to take that pressure from the attack, he just knows that he can't continue.
Big shot by Colt Steel, but cut off by Bunkhouse Buck with a rake to the face there. I don't know if he was exactly in the eyes. It looked like he sort of had him by the nose, but he's going to sit him in the ropes and give him a big elbow.
Either way, he was digging somewhere he had no business. And Buck applying the chin lock.
Colt Steel going to try to fight his way out of it. He's asking for support from the fans. He needs some kind of support here for sure. Buck's going to take him right back down to the mat. Clubbing right hand right to the chest and throat. Going to straddle Colt Steel in the center of the ring and try to hold this man down for a 3 count.
And Colt Steel using that upper body strength to dodge that 3 count. But right now, what Colt Steel's having to do, he's having to carry the weight of Bunkhouse Buck on top of him.
Absolutely, Dan Pearson. I don't know that rolling to his stomach was such a great idea because we saw that, or we see rather, that Bunkhouse Buck ends up with a chin lock and another handful of face. Not exactly the eyes, the face and nose as well. He's going to hook him for a pile driver again. Colt Steel with his magnificent strength that I have no idea where he's getting this from, throws Buck over his back.
Colt Steel's getting that deep inside of his heart. He's wanting revenge. He's wanting his belt. And I think he's a little bit fed up with Bunkhouse Buck. That's where he's getting it from.
Standing the man in the corner, big right hand.
Ronnie P. Gossett Jr. has no business on the apron.
Clubbing right hand to Ronnie P. Ronnie P. goes down. Colt rolls him up. And I don't know exactly what happened. We got a 3 count here, but Bunkhouse Buck was funneling around with the back of Colt Steel's tight.
We may have a new Mid-Atlantic heavyweight champion right here.
And this will be a short-lived title reign for Bunkhouse Buck, without a doubt.
Ladies and gentlemen, your winner and new Mid-Atlantic heavyweight champion, Colt Steel.
It looks like Colt Steel's our new champion. Well, what's going on in the ring here? The ref checking Colt Steel. And Dan Parrish, as I thought, I wish you would look at this. The referee is calling for a reversal decision. He's found brass knuckles in the back of Colt Steel's tights.
You know as well as I do,
Ladies
Bunkhouse
and gentlemen,
Buck.
referee Jeff Richards has reversed the decision. The championship remains with Bunkhouse Buck.
Bunkhouse Buck planted that.
Oh, he didn't. Dan Parrish. Well, here we go, Mid Atlantic Championship Wrestling. In your
Listen, Scotty Piper, good to see you this week. We've got action for this hour on NWA Mid Atlantic Championship Wrestling. Opening up our broadcast, the newly crowned ladies champion, Leilani Kai, taking on a newcomer, Brandy Alexander.
Well, let me question, since I've been out of the Mid-Atlantic area a little while up to the past couple months, didn't Leilani Kai beat Strawberry for this belt? Isn't Strawberry one of the top contenders here in Mid-Atlantic Championship Wrestling?
Indeed.
Indeed. We know, I mean, we got two explosive ladies in the ring. Just like myself, most explosive boys. We got the most explosive fans. Now we got the most explosive ladies. Hey, we're going to have an explosive night.
We are going to be on fire with NWA Mid-Atlantic Championship Wrestling.
You know, Brandy going closed fist there. You know, I kind of like it when they know how to play both sides of the fence. Get dirty when you have to get dirty to win. Sometimes you have to do it. There's no good guy or bad guy. You just got to win.
It appears that there is a certain gray area showing up in this organization, and I think that's going to be happening just about everywhere with wrestling. I mean, it's been happening for quite some time now.
Well, you know, just was talking about the most explosive. She has wrenched that arm, pounded, jackhammered, snatched everything she could to Leilani's arm. And to show you the caliber of champion we have in Leilani, she's not going to quit. She's not going to get her that easy.
Leilani Kai is a veteran. She has held titles throughout the world. Former ladies champion in the WWF and tag team champion there. Multiple times a NWA ladies, Mid-Atlantic ladies champion.
Wrenching arm. I'm sorry, Danny. I'm sorry to cut you off, Bubba. This arm. I don't understand how the shoulder can take this. I'm going to be honest with you. The power. The pain. I mean, the pain. I tell you what. Brandy Alexander, you know, Brandy's a newcomer here to the Mid-Atlantic area, and you know she's top caliber. You know she's a great women's athlete here at Sports Entertainment to get a title shot right off the bat. And there she goes with a leg scissors to the waist.
She's squeezing her with all she can, with all the strength in her body. That's a body scissors, somewhat like a head scissors like you use on the head. And Scotty, the more and more she squeezes, the more and more harder it's going to be for Leilani Kai to breathe.
You know, I mean, it's kind of like the anaconda, the boa constrictor, the python, if you will. They just grab on, they put the massive muscles, like she's got the muscles in her legs, lock on, get tight, take the breath out of it. And, you know, the elbow to the inner crotch area, if you will, if I may say so, will always stun an opponent.
Yeah, sometimes they can go dangerously low, sometimes into the inside of the hamstring. Leilani Kai knows all about this stuff. And notice how these people here, the good people that follow Mid-Atlantic, they despise this woman.
Well, you know, I mean, you know, they recognize, they know who does not appreciate what's been done for them. You know, everybody knows no matter what side of the fence you're on, the big elbow, but no matter what side of the fence you're on, to be a champion, you got to have the people know you. And so the people know her. Therefore, they don't like her. Not many people do, but Leilani's a champ, period.
Notice that handful of hair that Leilani Kai drove her into the mat. Now she's choking her. Leilani Kai has absolutely no regard whatsoever for the rules.
None whatsoever. But, you know, that's probably what's got her the belt. As I said earlier when we first started out here, Danny, was, you know, sometimes you got to do what you got to do, like her cutting the wind out of you. You know, Brandy cut the wind out of her with the leg scissors around the waist. She just blatantly puts her over the rope, puts her throat on it, takes out of her, and stomps in the back of the head like a yard dog. Little fight.
Brandy Alexander responded with a series of closed fists.
And there's the hair to the headbutt. See? That's what I'm talking about. You got to clean it up a little bit if you want the people to like it, Leilani. Hun, I'm sorry. Unless you just don't care if they like it and you just love your goal. And some people are like that.
And I'm afraid she's one of those type of people. I don't think she cares what people think of her as long as she's here getting the titles.
Now, you know, that right there can snap spine, that can snap collarbone, that can snap the back between the shoulder bone, if you will. That's a painful move right there. I've had it done on me before, but it looks like Brandy has a little counter in mind. Whoa, we almost had a 3 count, Danny Perry.
One of the oldest moves in professional wrestling, the surfboard.
Right, she just stood it right up on her. Stood it right up on her and went for the pin. And Brandy's in a world of hurt right now. Brandy's a little stunned and dazed. And that didn't help nothing.
I'll tell you what, Scotty, Leilani is a tactician at breaking the rules, so she's utilizing that hair to throw her around the ring and smashing her face into the mat and the turnbuckle. She knows how to throw out the rule book.
And I'm going to tell you, you know, this Brandy Alexander is a rather attractive young lady, too, but she can get nasty in there. We're seeing a little bit of that, of course. You can't get nasty when you get kicked in the gut.
None whatsoever, and only a count of 2.
Only a count of 2, but you know, the 2s are getting closer and closer to a 3 every time, Danny Perry.
And by the way, Scotty, we want to say this match is a non-title match. The ladies' title is not on the line. in this encounter.
Oh, a reversal backslide. Reversal to a backslide. Oh, we almost had a 3 count again, Danny Perry.
And if she does get that 3 count, then you can guarantee that Brandy Alexander would not only have a big feather in her cap, but a title shot later on down the road with Leilani.
You know what I'm saying? You know, I made a mistake a little earlier. I guess I jumped the gun a little bit. I saw the title, and I didn't realize when I called it a title shot, I didn't realize, you know, the girl's got to come in and prove some work first. She just can't walk right in and get a title shot. That was my mistake. Oh, the belly buster, if you will.
Catapult.
Catapult belly buster. Brandy getting a little bit of fire in her. She's getting a little bit of fire. We're going to try it again. We're going to try it again. Look at this expression on Leilani's face, Danny Perry.
She doesn't like it at all, and that's knocking the breath out of Leilani Kai each and every time she is thrown with the catapult or the belly buster.
The catapult belly buster, if you will. You understand? You know, massive forearms to the chest. And, you know, you hit a very sensitive part of a young lady when you go pounding on the chest, so that's got to hurt. Got to hurt. So does that.
A kick into the midsection with authority.
Spinning neck breaker, spinning neck breaker. That could be it. We could see the champion with the 3 count. Oh, Brandy Alexander shocked us all. She shocked me anyway.
She shows a lot of guts, a lot of courage, intestinal fortitude, kicking out every time. Well, she knows what it would mean for her career to beat Leilani Kai here today.
Well, it's like you said, that would give her a title shot. If you beat her once, a foot to the face, right? And she's squirming in pain. She's hurting. But with power and authority, right after the 2 count, she's out again, Danny Perry.
She's showing a tremendous amount of second effort. Brandy Alexander.
Oh, the rollover pin. She's got, you know, kind of a modified form of, what would you call that, a sunset flip, a turnover? I just call it the rollover pin.
Jackknife cradle.
Jackknife cradle. There you go. I just see you the technician. I call that right there a back home take their head off line. And she's on the second rope. We're going high. Brandy Alexander's a house of fire right now, Danny Perry.
On top, drop kick.
Oh.
What an
Brandy
upset.
upsets the champ.
What an upset. Brandy Alexander gets the win.
Well, you know, Brandy Alexander and that suspender got to have a shot.
Ladies and gentlemen, non-title match, Brandy Alexander.
As you said, Danny Perry, Brandy Alexander.
Let's get this straight right from the get-go. Go ahead, my girl, Sarah. Ricky Norton, we already know where we're going to get it. And I swear, everything is holy. Maybe you're a lady, I don't know. But let's just put it like this. Tonight, you're going down, you're going to learn what it's like to be eaten alive and melted out. And you're not going to be
before the bell.
Well, you know, Bunkhouse Buck has kind of made this a trend. What he likes to do, he likes to jump on the opponent, beat the opponent down like he's doing now. He's beating this young fella to death. I mean, you know, the poor fella never had a chance. Look, he can't even stay in the corner. He hit it so hard.
Tracy James going to try to give it all he can to take on Bunkhouse Buck.
Well, I'm going to tell you, you know, Bunkhouse Buck, he's no easy walk a cake, if you will. I don't know if that's the right way. He's a cakewalk, maybe. But Bunkhouse Buck is a proven champion anywhere he's ever been. And now he's here, and the bottom line is he's got the strap, and Cole's still going.
And Tracy James coming back with a big hard elbow smash of his own.
You know, Tracy James showing he's a powerhouse.
Body slam.
He's on fire. You know, Bunkhouse Buck swarms out the ring. Oh, he blocked him in with the rope. Did you see that, Daddy?
Oh, yeah. He was scurrying out of the path. This young man got hot.
Kind of came down on him like the hammer on a rat trap. Bunkhouse Buck trying to slide under. He jumped on the bottom rope there, and he was pinned. That was the end of it.
And Bunkhouse Buck looks upset. He looks angry. And Tracy James is fired up, but he may have a ton of enthusiasm, but he doesn't have the experience that Bunkhouse Buck has.
And, you know, you talk about the experience level. That's what I'm seeing here as well, Danny Parrish. He keeps going over there. The young man does not realize that every time he goes over there and that ref has to break that count, that's giving Buck 10 more seconds outside that ring to get his breath.
Exactly right. He's just trying to play a mind game, trying to catch his breath.
And it's working. It's working. And, you know, Bunkhouse was complaining. I'm telling you, Buck, it wasn't him pulling your jeans. It was him standing on that rope pinning you like a mouse.
We're going to have a test of strength.
And this right here, you know, maybe Mouse is wrong comment, because Bunkhouse Buck's for sure right there, he's nobody's Mouse. You know, this boy can't take Buck. Buck's been playing this game a long time. And, you know, you got to say, Buck is the Mid-Atlantic champion.
The current heavyweight champion. And those boots that Buck wears are not traditional wrestling boots.
I know.
Those are cowboy boots, Scotty Piper.
Those are straight off the ranch, brother, straight off the ranch, you know what I'm saying? You get kicked right in the gut with the point of one of those, and you're going to be just like Tracy James did. You're going down.
Or even the flat of that boot.
You know, any part of it right there, right in the chest, right there in the middle of it. What you call that area?
Your sternum.
I call it the mid-chest area. Would that be okay? Just, you know,
yeah.
For our fans out there that don't know the medical term, it's the mid-chest area. And, you know, Tracy James is hurt. He's hurt, Danny Parrish. He challenged Buck. Buck challenged him, and it goes back to that inexperienced thing. He fell for. Whoa!
He blocks that kick.
Maybe I spoke too soon. Bunkhouse Buck going for the ride. Oh!
Atomic drop.
Wake-up call.
Tracy James is making a mistake right here because he's not getting right on top of the man.
But, you know, even though Buck was on the rope, the referee's telling him no, he grabbed him anyway. And he drags him off. You know, the back of your head hit that canvas like that. That hard mat. These fans think that's nothing but pads. That's a hard mat with hard joists under there. And the back of your head hit it. You get knocked out.
Exactly. And I'll tell you what, fans, you might see a lot of these impact moves and things of that nature, but when these guys hit, they hit hard, and that's why they don't come up so fast a lot of the time.
And, you know, we got to tell all our young Mid-Atlantic fans out there, guys, don't try this at home. Don't hurt yourself. These guys are trained professionals. Although some of them get beat like they don't look like it, they're trained. They know what they're doing. So please, for your own safety, don't try this at home.
Leave it to the pros, and if you want to check out our website, it's World Wide Web, MidAtlanticWrestling.com. If you want to be a professional like the pros, click on and see how to do it.
And all that information is right there. All that information is right there, and it may teach you how to block kicks to the sternum and kicks to the gut or the mid-chest area, if you will. Or how about to the cheek? Little sweet chin music.
That cowboy boot really just caught him right in the side of the face.
Right the heel of it, right in the mouth area, if you will.
Tracy James coming back with a pair of haymakers.
The young guy's found a little bit of energy somewhere, but remember, he's still dealing with one of the most experienced veterans in this business today. And that right there show it.
Those kicks are responding. Pile driver.
Oh, a pile driver on the young man. You know, that has put people out of the business. He shouldn't do that to young men. And that's it. He got it. He's hurt.
200 pounds from Daytona Beach, Florida, Dr. Steve Adams. 247 pounds from Cleveland, Ohio, Dr. Tom Miller. And last but not least, ladies and gentlemen, 200 pounds from Charlotte, North Carolina, this is Brett Page. And ladies and gentlemen,
All right, Danny Paris, well, we got, what's this, 5 on 2?
Indeed it is. We've got Ronnie P. Gossett. Wait a minute. There we go.
It's going to take 5 guys against the 2, the filthy few over here on this side. Let's get it going. Come here, take it.
And take a look who will be starting the match. None other than Show Enough himself.
Show enough in the ring. You know what I think about that? Show enough.
So do I.
Show enough. But you know, Show enough's in the ring against the estranged L.A. Stevens. It's got the mystery box with this big J.W. Boss. Thunderous forearm started out with a punch to the gut.
And I'll tell you what, this L.A. Stevens is not playing with a full deck maniacal. I mean, evil man.
Hang on, Danny Parrish. You said maniacal. Now you put on that big 3-syllable word. Maniacal be mean and treacherous and evil.
Well, what I'm trying to say is the man's crazy.
Oh, okay. I got you, Danny Parrish. He is crazy, and he's about to get his crazy, you know what, pinned. I don't think so. You know, the estranged L.A. Stevens, he's not going to, I don't know, he's not going to go that easy, not this quick. It don't matter, you can tag through all 5 of them guys.
Exactly. Wayne Johnson tagging in with a full arm ringer on the L.A. Stevens.
You know, I'm going to have to say Wayne Johnson looks to be the most physically developed of all 5 of these over here.
And a drop toe hold by Johnson on to J.W. Balls.
Nice float over to the headlock, too. You know, Wayne Johnson looks like he's picked it up a step. He looks like, you know, I mean, he's into this. Even though he's out there with 5 people, if he could beat, the belly to back will take it to the house every time.
I'll tell you one thing, J.W. Balls and L.A. Stevens, these guys can wrestle, but there's the 2 of the nastiest men in the area.
Hey, in a double cross body, he takes them both down. But, you know, you're not going to pin one of them with that. You're sure not going to pin 2 of them. And you know what I have to say about that, Danny Parrish?
Exactly.
Show enough.
Double buster.
You know, another guys come in, that's what they're going to have to do. You know, you got the 2 seasoned pros here. You got L.A. Stevens and J.W. Ball. And you got 4 of the partners when you're in there. Y'all come in. Put an old-fashioned whoop. Woo! And a thunderous reverse clothesline by J.W. Ball. Now he's taking for the ride. The spoon handle suplex. He's going for the ride. Bam!
Wayne Johnson breaks it up.
Wayne Johnson's in again. You know, Wayne Johnson, what I was going to say earlier, even though he's out there with 4 of the guys, if he could be the one to get the pinfall, it's going to be the feather in just his cap.
I'll tell you one thing, Wayne Johnson is showing a lot of guts, a lot of courage, a lot of intestinal fortitude, double tackle.
Them tights keep coming down, he could be showing a whole lot of something else.
Let's keep it a family show.
I'll tell you what, please do. Drawstring, fellas. You ever heard of one of them? And you know, that right there is just going, that's going thunder. Oh, he got the, kind of looks like a modified cross-face crippler hold.
An arm breaker.
Arm breaker.
And J.W. Balls is not wanting to let go of that hold whatsoever at all.
And he don't want to let him go. He does not want to let him go.
Curtis Thompson and Lodi coming in. Breaking down. And Scotty Piper's going to have an interview with Lodi and Curtis Thompson about this situation.
You can't really give what they've been doing to you. You got to serve results and leave them down and run like cowards that we all know they are. But you're going to get the shot, you're going to get your hands on them now. Now they know the power. So what's going to happen? You have to get your hands around that big, fat, funny peacock's throat. Well, you know that big stick up peacock that has? I'm going to sing over the sun don't shine on me. Hi, everybody, everyone, stick where the sun don't shine. Say what you heard, say what you heard. All right, Lord, what's going on, Lord? Pound for pound, ounce for ounce, the best sports entertainers in that damn locker room. Find out, find it out. You sticks out here week after week, mediocre talent, you expect them to shine. Find the competition, this is ridiculous. That's exactly right. I'm glad to see some competition out there they give me all I deserve. It's good to see you get out of the own man, run out here and show the guys. If they're not going to give it to us, hey, guys, we'll take it. We'll make an opportunity. So what we all want to know is, are you those people in the hospital tonight when you get your hands on? We all would love to see that. I'll tell you what. Better have a good life in the car. Live and direct loaded next week. Y'all be ready. There you have it, rest of the man next week. Logan, Curtis, give me a little booty, take a little rain. Billy, you, Nancy Little, Green Creek, whatever you want to call yourself. These guys are coming for you next week.
Well, welcome back, Mid-Atlantic Championship Wrestling fans, and that great commercial break by all our great sponsors here in the Mid-Atlantic area. Danny Paris, what is this?
This young man is from Mexico City, Mexico, Cosmo, a luchador.
So what's this you and I was talking about earlier? Something about his family brought him over here to look for work or something on those
I
lines?
understand that originally the whole family came from Mexico City. In the locker room previously, that he didn't find any work, so he went to wrestling. But the wrestling that he knows is lucha libre.
So in other words, he come over here looking for a job, a little pay by the hour, if you will. He couldn't find that, so he ends up in the square circle paying by blood, if you will.
Pretty much.
Pretty much. That sums it up. I'm going to tell you what, this dazzling Danny DeLucci with them hot pink boots on, what's that all about? It looks cute.
Not to me.
Don't get me wrong. You know, flashy hot pink, nothing wrong with that. He's a powerhouse, so you can tell. The guy, look, nice reversal into the spinning arm bar, and he's got the luchador face down in the middle of the ring. You know, this is the first time we've seen Dazzling Danny. Where did he come from? What's his story?
I have no idea on this situation, but I'm going to tell you, a lot of people are migrating here because of the competition. And
did you see that, Danny? I don't mean to cut you off, but that was a little backdoor booty shake. Now, you can't do all that here. Now, we're keeping a clean family show here.
We're talking about DeLucci's boots and that shake, then we might be needing to censor some stuff.
That's what I'm thinking, but you can't bleep out no booty shaking. So, I mean, I don't know exactly what's going on, but, the luchador is in the ring. He's a little heavy for most luchadors, but, you have other luchadors like La Parca and Silver King, and some of them come to the ring that were heavier luchadors, but great.
Going back to even Mil Mascaras.
Yes, sir. Yes,
heavyweight.
Mil Mascaras, can't forget that.
Tackle.
And he's going for the ride. Oh! I think Dazzling Danny was looking for him to do the permanent float over, and he landed on that back. Wait a minute, little roll reversal. What's the luchador doing? Hey, over here in the States, the referee counts him, brother. Don't he understand that?
Maybe not. He's having a little fun, maybe.
Maybe he needs to go back to... Maybe they brought him over here backwards, so he thinks everything runs backwards, so he's doing that backwards. We need to retrain the guy, if you will.
Well, I know one thing. He's trying to make our referee, Rodney Hildebrand, look like a fool.
Poor Rodney. Rodney does his best. Rodney's one of our best officials here in Mid-Atlantic, and it's, oh, nice Japanese arm. Wait a minute. We got a Mexican wrestler in the United States doing a Japanese arm drag into the crane. Now, that's Taylor Kirby's move. We all saw that last week. That's Taylor Kirby's move. You can't be, hey, Lucci, you can't be stealing Taylor Kirby's move. They come out and hit you one of them Bill Vila tool belts he's got.
Well, maybe he's just trying to add an international touch. I mean, I don't know, but Cosmo, one thing about it, Cosmo's certainly entertaining, but also showing that he can wrestle full-arm ringer.
And also showing he can buy a pretty Power Ranger-looking outfit. I mean, you got to give the luchadors credit. Luchadors have always been known for their flashy mask and flashy outfit. That's just part of the luchador tradition.
That's a part of the culture in Lucha Libre.
And why do all Lucha Libres kick you in your back? Don't they realize that'll hurt a man? I would kick him dead in the spinal area. Here we go, the Lucha Libre. You know, Lucha Libre looks like he's a little confused. You don't really know what's going on. You know, in their style of wrestling, it's flipping and tumbling and staying on top of each other. If you get in there with a big guy that likes to slow it down a little bit, that'll confuse the luchador. Confuse him into a mauling like what he's getting right here.
And dazzling Danny DeLucci laying it in on Cosmo.
He's killing him. Dazzling Danny's going right to that booty. Oh, belly to belly. You know, belly to belly, that's a powerful move. Oh, he was going for, you know, the inexperience. We're seeing a lot of new young guys here, and the inexperience of the rollover and going to count to count with the referee. That'll always nice snap there by Dazzling Danny. And knee drop to the chest, but that'll always, you know, he can't be cocky. He did it again. He needs to grab him up, cradle him up, hook the leg, and go for the 3 count. Get the victory, then celebrate.
Put a little more authority into it.
There you go, if you will. Nice sunset flip, you know. The luchador, he finally was able to go back to his vintage, but he finally got taken down by the vintage clothesline of Dazzling Danny. You know, the clothesline has been one of the most powerful, ominous moves in the history of the business, but nobody's ever thrown it like like the great Nikita Koloff.
Well, the man that originally brought this move over here some 25 years ago, Stan Hansen. That's a lariat.
You know, yeah, the lariat. Barry Windham made that famous. He would take you head. There's a lot of guys that use that because it is such a devastating, it's a simple move, but a devastating move. And he got him tied up here.
Trying for a STF.
That's what it looks like to me, too. I was saying, is he going to put an STF on a luchador? Apparently so. The luchador's locked in. He's got him locked in. Dazzling Danny has got the STF, or the modified STF, if you will. He's got it locked in.
And you know, this STF, we haven't seen it often, but it's one of the most favorite moves used by Colt Steele, former heavyweight champion.
And, you know, Colt Steele will once again be heavyweight champion. Don't worry about that. And how about earlier tonight, in a very opening match, whenever Beautiful Bobby has to go up. Oh, a nice body slam by Dazzling Danny. Beautiful Bobby goes up in the middle of his interview and messes with our great camera work. Messes with our great camera people. He's eager to body slam somebody.
A few weeks ago, he was wanting to do you.
He's looking to slam somebody. Uh-oh, Dazzling Danny's going to the top. He's going to fly on the luchador, apparently, folks. And here we go. The big man's up. Whoa! That'll jar the lower cervix, 7th through 9th lumbar region, if you understand.
Nobody there.
And the butt bump. The flying butt bump by the luchador. He's setting him up. He's setting him up. Nice backdrop, nice. And see, the advantage that the luchador has is with their face covered up, you can't see their pain. As the luchador can see Dazzling Danny every time he hurts him. He can hide behind the mask, you know.
Cosmo going up to the second rope.
And, you know, he nails that punch right to the face on Dazzling Danny. You know, a punch to the face is bad enough. He goes for the 3 count. He gets a 2. You know, Dazzling Danny's slowing down a knot. It's bad enough to get punched in the face. When you get punched in the face coming off the second rope, you know, that adds a little bit more pain to it.
See that thrust kick? I'm going to tell you, this Cosmo is mat wrestling. He's fighting, and he's going to the top. This is the specialty of the luchadors.
The luchadors love to fly. That's what they're all about, the flying luchadors. And he got him with the flying cross body, and he gets him up. He gets the pin.
Ladies and gentlemen, Cosmo! January 6th, right here,
wrestling fans, here we have it. The feud we've been waiting to see all night long, Danny Paris. It's the big one. The big show's up.
We've got Bobby Eaton and Ricky Nelson along with the lovely Victoria Michaels.
And she is very, very lovely. A pleasurable sight to be coming to the ring with two such sorry individuals. I couldn't get the words out. I tell you what, Victoria Michaels got me tongue-tied, brother. You know, referee having a little bit of problem here. Referee's having a little bit of problem here.
Referee Jeff Richardson.
You know, Jeff, I mean, you know the poor fellow's got his hand full. He's stepping into the middle of a feud that started back in the early 80s. There's been a lot of referees burned up in this one, baby.
And Eaton, he's ready to go, and Richardson trying to get some control here.
And look at the yellow jacket, the bumblebee, if you will, over there on the left-hand side. Ricky Nelson.
The current light heavyweight champion of the Mid-Atlantic area.
You know, he is a light heavyweight champion. That does make him great. But what I don't understand is Eaton wants to body slam me. Nelson snatches their mic out of my hand every time for an interview. It's like they're intimidated by anybody having any authority over them. They want to be in charge all the time.
Well, I think what they're trying to do is trying to intimidate people. But they're not going to intimidate Ricky Morton.
Nah, you're never going to intimidate Ricky Morton. That boy has kicked butt and had his butt kicking for 20 years now and still doing it just as good as he ever did before. And Ricky Nelson with a tight headlock on Mad Max. You know, Mad Max and Nelson have some tight. What we got going on here, we got Morton and Eaton with a tight feud throughout the years. We got Nelson and Max, who've done nothing but fought in Mid-Atlantic since this organization got going again.
Exactly. Since the very beginning.
I'll tell you what's true, and it's been a great feud, too. It's too outstanding. This is just the caliber of talent we have here in Mid-Atlantic Championship Wrestling. Little leapfrog, and a great hip toss. I love to see going for the ride. Powerful body slams. You see that, Danny Paris?
Mad Max going to the old school of slobber knocking.
Slobber knocking, he will. There comes in Ricky Morton. A little bit more slobber knocking. Got an old-time booty kicking. Wind it up, Max. Here we go. Bam!
This city.
And Bobby Eaton does like he normally does in all situations. He runs. Ricky Nelson bails out over there to hide behind the lovely Victoria Michaels with the twins. And, you know, as Ricky Morton made great light, too, he thought he was Dusty Rhodes. Mad Max in there tearing it up like Dusty Rhodes only could. All the punches, all the wind-up, and the big elbow took the man to the mat.
Well, it certainly worked, and that's for sure.
And, you know, Mad Max, what we have here now, we have youth and experience. We have youth and experience on both sides. It's a great chess match these two are playing with each other. The intimidation, the mind game. So I move my pawn here, you move your knight there. One of them waiting to get the other one and checkmate. Ricky trying to make that sneak in, that little quick cheap shot again, but Mad Max always ready. You know, Mad Max, he's earned the name of chairman for a very good reason. If you push him too far, and if you hit the wrong button, if you trigger him, he will ring your chime with that chair. And there's been many a head busted open to prove that one.
Well, he's made a few people walk around with brains kind of resembling scrambled eggs. And,
There you go. Nice punch by Ricky Nelson. You know, a lot of people like to use that toe to the gut. The toe to the gut, or the mid-chest area, if you will take you down. It hurt every time. Mad Max going for the ride. Thunderous suplex by the man. But Max is right back to his feet. Nelson has no idea, the cocky little rascal. There it is again, the lariat, the clothesline, the powerhouse, the takedowner. All I know is that Ricky Nelson spinning over the top rope like a piece of trash he is. Throw him out, Max.
And Ricky Nelson has just had the soup knocked out of him.
Tell you what, he's cross-eyed over there. He don't know whether he's coming or going, win or gone. You know what I'm saying? Now he's staggering around, right back to the gut. Oh, there you go. Use the railing.
Bobby Eaton tying up the referee, Jeff Richardson.
You know, Bobby Eaton is a tag team master. He knows the game. He knows what to do. He got the ref's attention while Ricky Nelson cheap shot it and hammer blammered Mad Max. Whoa, kick, punch. And there he goes, right to the eyes. You got to give the light heavyweight champion credit. He got that belt for a reason. He's phenomenal. He's a snake in the grass, but he's a mathematical technician, and he will kick your booty on any given occasion, cheat or not. He'll do it.
Eaton sends Max with a reversal.
Thunderous backdrop, Bobby Eaton. Been taking that ride for many years and still buys a ticket on the Booty Kicking Express every time. There we go. Now we got it. Now we got Icon versus Icon. This is two of the greatest tag team wrestlers in the history of this business, Danny Paris.
Exactly.
We all know that. Oh, a little Frankenstein, a little spin around, if you will. Punch by Mad Max. Poor little old Mr. Eaton don't know what's going on. Ricky Nelson wanting to come in.
And Morton coming on strong on the Bobby Eaton.
There you go. Shot to the gut, that lower gut area. Fellas, you got to have it tight. I'm going to tell you what they're going to do. That's a cheap shot, sucker punch every time.
Scotty, I can't help but interject just for a second. At ringside, you might notice a man with a baseball cap shooting for photographs from WOW Magazine, Steve Byer. So maybe we'll be in WOW Magazine in the future.
Cool.
All the publicity, the television coverage, and all that much more elevates Mid-Atlantic head and shoulders above the rest.
And you know, our own Strawberry here from Mid-Atlantic Championship Wrestling has been in the WOW Magazine. So we've already got established people there. Cheap shot, as he always does. Mad Max is looking at the great fans, getting the support of great fans, but now he's losing his temper. Now Max has got a little bit more experience to know to do this, especially against the two snakes in the grass, because that's what's going to happen to Mr. Ricky Morton.
And right now, Ricky Morton taking a pounding and desperately needs a tag.
Suplex. You know, Ricky Nelson getting aggravated. Ricky Nelson getting hot. You know, Ricky Nelson's a little hothead, and he's got a temper too. And sometimes that temper calls him to lose matches, if you will. You know, back in my working days, back in my wrestling days, if you will, I had several matches with that Ricky Nelson. So I know firsthand he'll put it on you.
Morton feeling the damage done. He's hurting, but he's fighting back.
As he always got the heart of three lions. Three lions. I tell you, he won't quit. He's never quit. For 20 years he hasn't quit, and he won't quit in Mid-Atlantic.
But Nelson,
all the years, going to the top. And Ricky Morton catches it. Bobby went a little too, hesitated a little too much. Oh, step down with authority, Susan. You see the thunderous power. I've never seen that before, but what Ricky Morton did was he stepped down and yoked the man instead of falling with him. That is a smart move. That is a legendary move. That is what icons do.
Nelson coming in.
And that's what a cheater does. I'm sorry, Danny.
Taking the attack. Morton needs that tag desperately. You can tell, even though he's fighting back, he's looking worse for wear.
And there he goes again. You know, Ricky Nelson is a high flyer.
A very long time.
Is that because he won't defend his belt or because he just whips everybody's booty? Who knows?
Well, you know, he can defend that title once every 30 days without being stripped, and he's meeting the minimum requirements.
Well, as he always will, whatever he can do to just slide by. That's our very own, know him and love him, Ricky Nelson. Bobby, you know, Ricky Morton's been taking them punches from Bobby Eaton for years. And there we go, trade them off.
They're going toe-to-toe with Morton for the ride. Nobody there.
Nobody there. He went to the well one too many times. The smartness, the quickness of the icon, Ricky Morton, has got Mr. Eaton straddled and hurt.
Both men feeling the battle damage, if you will.
What? And you know, you got to remember, she hadn't been a whole lot this match. Oh, hot tag. Mad Max in. He's a house of fire. Down, Mr. Nelson. Down, Mr. Eaton. Down, Mr. Nelson. Down, Mr. Eaton. He's going back to the well, Boom! Down, Mr. Eaton. Here's Ricky Nelson. We can take him down.
All four men breaking down in the ring at one time.
You know, Mad Max is outside the ring. He watched the treachery, wanted to see. He saved up, and now he's ready. And you got Victoria Michaels. Look at her. She's conniving. She's thinking something. And she's got Mad Max's chair. Victoria Michaels went to the corner, took the chair of Mad Max.
Morton.
Looks like the channels got crossed, but it don't matter. Still turned up with Bobby Eaton with the chair. Oh, and Mad Max takes the punishment of his own chair. Oh, and Ricky Morton took that devastating pile driver. You know, that move was outlawed for many, many years in many, many states because it hurt some people.
They're going to try to break Ricky Morton's arm.
No, they got his arm in there. No, they're not. Oh, my goodness. And the match is over. And Ricky Morton's hurt, folks. Ricky Morton's hurt.
Ladies and gentlemen, Jeff Bridges has stopped this match. This match ends in no contest.
conniving, the meanness, everything that happened, they capitalized. It came to its peak by hurting Ricky Morton.
And Ricky Morton looks like his arm may be broken in a world of pain. And this is just sick. That Eden and Nelson would try to take this man out like this, try to break his arm. You can tell the concerned look on the face of man.
He's a former world champion. And as soon as the honor gets off his step, he's got
right, Danny Paris. Well, I don't know what's going on. I'm up in there trying to... Oh, he's still talking.
There's only one hardcore champion, and that is me, Tony Hunter.
We all know how he keeps the belt, Danny. All the fans know.
Now, for any NWA referee, nobody can no longer use chairs. Nobody no longer can use tables, trash cans. I don't care if it's loading, Carter Thompson, hold still, and yes, Mad Max.
I think he falls off the top. That's taking Max's livelihood.
Tony Hunter's trying to rechange the rules.
Talking he's got all the stroke.
The only person that can use a chair is Tony Hunter.
See there, the conniver. And he does have the pool right now in Mid Atlantic. Oh, look who we have joining us to the ring. He's not exactly in camera view yet, but jolly old St. Nicholas is on his way to the ring. Hey, Clint. Well, we got Santa Claus, Chris Kringle himself joining us here in Mid Atlantic Championship Wrestling. Santa put on a little bit of weight, too. Well, we got Santa Claus out here. Santa Claus sounds a little familiar, don't he?
Somewhat.
You know, Tony Hunter voiced his opinion. He's a great Mid-Atlantic fan. They don't deserve this. They don't deserve this, Danny Paris.
He's trying to make a fool out of this man.
Santa Claus, ho, ho, ho. Don't Tony Hunter get enough gifts given to him here, like that hardcore title got given to him? What is Santa Claus on Tony Hunter's side, too? Is he going to look at the jolly little man?
Santa's got something for him regardless.
Okay, man, I'm going to read it one more time, brother.
Santa Claus doing his best to give Tony Hunter a present. What's going on here? Yeah, Santa Claus is trying to offer him a gift.
Tony Hunter's trying to walk away.
And Santa Claus knocks him down. Oh, what we got? Santa Claus going to win the title? Santa Claus is the new champion. The new champion is Santa Claus. Oh, no, it's Mad Max.
It's Mad Max.
Mad Max is the hardcore champion. I got to get to the ring, Daddy. Take it away, baby.
The new hardcore champion. And here comes Slash in the ring. Slash attacking Mad Max. And Andrew Bain as well coming in. Mad Max. Slash taking the attack, and Andrew Bain joining in, but yet to join in the attack. But it's just a matter of time. Power slam on Mad Max. I wanted to say St. Nick. Mad Max laying in the ring, crumpled. He's been assaulted. Tony Hunter has put these guys up to this. Tony Hunter's protection. Pounds Mad Max. Tony Hunter and company leaving the ring, and now we've got our officials in the ring. Jeff Richardson, Rodney Hildebrand, and Mark Foley looking on at a fallen Mad Max, the new hardcore champion. Mad Max still laying in the ring. Scotty Piper going in to check on his condition. And this was a sickening act that Tony Hunter perpetrated.
All right, ladies, I don't know what's going on. We just want to take a minute to check on the man. All right, ladies, all the other ones is getting their blood to shut up. Now, the old lady coming back out, they want to break the door. They want to send two out here on him because he's hit down. We need a little bit of redemption here in Mid Atlantic region. We need a lot more than that. We'll take that to a crazy. Over the years, Bobby knows Ricky Morton. He knows what our kids will do. And for me, it's a pleasure to be back here in NWA. Bill like the greatest back wrestling way than it used to be. And understand, Bobby, you know how Ricky Morton used to be. But now I think it's time. It's for the right time for you, Ricky Nelson, to understand what Mid Atlantic really stands for, what it really stands for. It's time the Rock and Roll Express to reunite. It's time to bring Robert Gibson back for us to take care of the tag teams. Man, Tony Hunter gets out here from his mouth before what all he's done. But when it comes down to it, he don't know whether the one that's behind the scratch or not. That's what it's all going down to. I'm not going out here to try to spill milk. Stuff what you guys done against me done before. Well, I say to you, only I know I've had my arm hurt. You don't know. But I guarantee you this, next time you see Morton, you will see his partner on the side. 8 times we'll back each other, and I'm ready for the promise. I promise that I will never break the stands out here long like this. Remember a year ago, we're still the same, and we're still in our prime. And I guarantee you, buddy, there's a bad team on this country that was heard today. That would be the Rock and Roll Express. Congratulations, man. gentlemen, this match on the Mid Atlantic Championship Wrestling is tag team action. Introducing the first team in the ring from Charlotte, North Carolina, 275 pounds. This is Ethan K. From the Queen City of Charlotte, North Carolina. This is Brett Hayes. Their opponent, first at 272 pounds, he is the current Mid Atlantic Junior Heavyweight Champion. This is Ricky Nelson. And this tag team opponent,
And you know, Danny Paris, tag team's great, but that woman out there with him, even though she may be a little treacherous, she's a beautiful lady.
Certainly is, and I'll tell you what, it looks like Bobby Eaton's trying to repackage the Midnight Express.
Apparently he is. You know, we heard just now that Ricky Morton's bringing back in Robert Gibson, so...
In wrestling, period.
That's right. That's exactly right. That's exactly right. I mean, you know, but these two guys, as we said it countless times, week after week, no matter when they're here, where they're at, or where we see them, these two guys are on top of it.
When I come back out here. Next time you'll be in the ring, all right?
And now Bobby Eaton says he's got to approach the comment.
And your father friend.
Now, why did... Bobby Eaton's got a problem. He's wanting to body slam people. He's approaching us at the interview table. He's wanting to take the mic away from me. I mean, what's going on? I don't understand.
He wants a piece of you. He wants a piece of me.
We're underway.
We got a collar elbow tie-up with Ricky Nelson and Ethan Cage kicking it off.
You know, Ricky Nelson and Ethan Cage have had their problems here in the Mid-Atlantic area as well. Ethan Cage has taken them to the limit several times for that lightweight title.
And recently, most recently, a while back, took a disqualification win over Ricky Nelson.
Sure did. He sure did beat him. He beat him. You know, that's when Ricky Morton came out to kind of persuade things one way or the other, which Ricky Morton was well justified in doing that due to, you know, the circumstances, the way they beat him down, the way they backstabbed him, the same way they double-teamed poor old Ethan Cage here. Oh, that's one of the sweetest right hands in the business right there, baby. It'll take you to the stars.
He hits with authority, and I'll tell you one thing, Bobby Eaton right now laying it in on Ethan Cage.
And Bobby's acting like his head's hurt now. Ooh, there's that right hand again. You know, that's one of the most famous headlock right hands. Like, whoa! Speaking of famous punches.
Cage retaliating with a body slam.
Laid it down, laid it down. And now his partner's in. They're all over Eaton. Oh, what we got going on here? Oh! Experience. The experience factor got him.
Brett Page.
Bobby's got that sadistic smile on his face the whole time. He sticks his tongue out at me, the camera, you, anybody else is willing to look. Now with that lovely Victoria Michaels over there, she's a sight for the eyes to behold, but she's with the wrong team. She makes herself bad by where she's at. And there's Ricky Morton, that sweet flying elbow.
Ricky Nelson with a lateral press.
You know, I get them confused. I've been thinking Ricky Morton, Ricky Nelson for so long. They've been fighting so long. I take that back. I didn't mean to offend you there, Mr. Morton. Not to call you this conniving coward.
Fisherman suplex and didn't put him away.
But I mean, you know, he was close. I kind of wonder if Ricky Nelson didn't just nonchalantly let him go. You know what I mean?
I think they're trying to hurt this boy.
I think they are too. Here we go. And the kid's going for the ride. The kid is going for the ride. Oh, on that lower lumbar region. Take it to the house. The boy's back is broke.
Kind of like a flying spine buster.
What?
Man, I'll tell you.
I'm going to tell you, the boy's got to be hurt. And beautiful Bobby, he just keeps that little awesome knee lift.
And the gut-wrench suplex.
He laid the gut wrench on him and got him good, too. And look at Victoria Michaels outside the ring. She's loving every single minute of this, every minute of it.
Scotty, I think that Ricky Nelson, I honestly think that Ricky Nelson is trying to hurt Brett Page.
I think he wants to show him a lesson. He don't understand that the young boys just starting. The young boys just trying to get going. There's no sense of putting him out. Just beat the man. Beat the man. You don't have to kill him. You don't have to hurt him. He's a light heavyweight champion. We know he can do it. They're just sorry. They're devious and they're mean.
Nelson with a suplex.
And this poor fella's taking more moves and gotten set up for more moves than I've seen anybody so far tonight.
The young man can't get up to fight back. It's almost like they have knocked all the strength out of him.
I think they have. Beautiful Bobby lays him out. Uh-oh. The aerodynamical, high-flying genius. We're getting ready to see it right here. Whatever move he does on top rope, he's the one that made it famous. Oh, the Alabama jam. Everybody knows the jam. Everybody knows the jam. And takes it to the house with the jam.
And Bobby Eaton.
Taylor Kirby greeting the fans here at ringside, and he carrying a box of popcorn with him on the way.
Well, he's hungry. You know, Taylor Kirby, you know, we got cheer man. I just got to say Taylor Kirby is the handyman of Mid Atlantic Championship Wrestling. One of his golden tools in the fight. He's going to go ahead and do some stretching and some wrestling. You know, Taylor Kirby's always excited. He's always on fire. It don't matter whether he wins or loses. He's always happy to be here. Always. And we love Taylor Kirby here at Mid Atlantic Championship Wrestling.
Take a look. He's got a sign. I'm a cotton-picking redneck.
That's Taylor Kirby for you. He is. He caught up more names than Apollo. Here we go. Jeff Justice. Taylor Kirby going to tie it up. Well, Justice is a big old boy, too, now. Get me wrong. Collar elbow tie. There we have Taylor Kirby. Oh, and Jeff Justice just pushed it back like it was nothing.
Just shoving him.
Hey, you know, Jeff's a big old guy. You got Taylor Kirby. He's a big old guy there, too. I don't know what's going on with this.
You know, both of these guys pretty much well-liked by the fans.
Right.
Justice has been known to get a little hardcore.
That's right. A little hardcore for Justice. You know, hardcore wins titles around here. Speaking of hardcore, we got a new hardcore champion.
Mad Max, congratulations.
Taylor Kirby with the flying spinning neck breaker on Jeff Justice. Jeff Justice, the pure, the horse he is, the big guy he is, right back to his feet, no problem.
Kirby's proving right now he can get a little rough if he has to.
Oh, that Taylor Kirby with the close fist to the midsection. Oh, got a big elbow by Jeff. No, not by Jeff, on Jeff, and Jeff goes to his back. Taylor Kirby flying. Look at Taylor Kirby come off the second row.
Airborne.
Flying taters in the house. Everybody duck, we got flying taters. But you know, that right there will ground any kind of aerial attack. The big thunderous forearm across the back. You know, I'm actually shocked at Jeff Justice.
Big lariat from Jeff Justice.
I'm actually shocked that Jeff Justice hadn't went up any higher in the ranks right. Oh, that's why maybe. The throat, the choking, the blatant choking. But he's smart with that. You see that, Danny Paris? He took the ref to the 4-4 count, wait till he got ready to throw 5, and then pulled off.
He didn't want to get disqualified, but he wanted to get the most out of it.
And this man just hikes up Taylor Kirby. Just hikes him up like the old feather-light rag doll. Then a thunderous leg drop, like thick, muscular, thighs, calves. The boy's just a big boy. Each other, asking each other to come in. And JW looks for under the ring again. Him and LA cannot stay for front of that ring, Danny Paris. And he is still looking for that daggone box.
Referee Mark Foley ordering these guys to get in the ring. Let's get it on.
We got JW Boss over here tearing up Triple X Tough T memorabilia. He's still looking. He's still wanting that box. He's swearing up and down, we got it, Danny. I don't have it. You got
Scotty,
it.
actually, he thinks I have it, but I haven't seen it. Since last week on TV, I haven't seen the box.
He is obsessed with thinking he got the box. Here we go. The action finally starts. Kicking the gun. A little bit of action. A little bit of, hey. Maybe that'll knock some sense into him. He look up now. He's not too worried about that box now, Danny Paris.
All four men breaking it down.
And they got him in both corners. Tough T up on J.W. Boss. Lodi over here on L.A. Stevens. And the two men run together. And J.W. Boss goes for the ride all the way down to the mat. And that's a big man falling apart. And Lady Beth. Let's just call her Lady Beth, I guess.
At ringside. Wait a minute. Decapitation.
Oh, my heavens. We got him already. Just that quick, it's over with. All the trash talk. Everything that can be going on. And they just lose. And he's looking for that box. He can't get over this box. He just cannot get over the box. All right, fans, we'll be right back after this commercial break. Mid Atlantic Championship. go, the main event. We're live on the main event right here.
And I'll tell you what, Scotty, last week we saw how Coach Steele challenged Bunkhouse Buck and jumped on him in the middle of that challenge with the inner.
Bun rush, we call it in the business, and he knows his record. He knows his reputation. Backstabbing, thieving, treachery, and conniving.
He's taking the Mid Atlantic title off of him and swinging at him with it.
Well, Cole carried that strap for a long time.
Coach Steele knows that the prestige and the money that goes along with this title. He also knows that, you know, if you keep that belt for a long, long time, you get a shot at the NWA World Heavyweight title somewhere down the road. And the World Heavyweight title right now is currently held by Sabu. And to be honest with you, Coach Steele wants that belt back. He wants that shot at the gold.
Well, like I say, you know, a lot of our fans don't understand that the NWA region's broken down in different territories. And like, we have the NWA World Tag Team Champion, then we have the Mid-Atlantic World Tag Team Champion. Have the NWA Heavyweight Champion, the Mid-Atlantic Heavyweight Champion. But I want all the fans to remember that Mid-Atlantic Championship Wrestling is the only organization going today that used to be the main powerhouse of pro wrestling.
And
I'm sorry, Danny.
Right here in this area, it's the only NWA organization in this area. And when you see the National Wrestling Alliance on the marquee, that means the best.
The best you can get, you know, it was just the granddaddy, if you will. It is the backbone of sports entertainment. You can take all your big organizations in New York and Atlanta and everything now, but I don't care, baby. We used to refer to it back in the old days, the 085 loop. Remember that, Danny?
Oh, no doubt about it.
NWA would just run and burn up I-85. That's what we're doing right now. Mid-Atlantic Championship Wrestling coming live, coming to you. Well, actually, Danny, overstepped my boundaries. We're not live, but the entertainment's so exciting, it might as well be live.
But speaking of live, I know that you guys like to see us on TV, regardless of where you're at and what time. Check your listings. But being here live, there's nothing like it.
There is nothing like being right here live with all the great superstars of Mid-Atlantic Championship Wrestling. We invite each and every one of you fans out there. If you've joined us for a show before, come on back out. If you've never joined us for a show before, come on out and have a good time and be part of the Mid-Atlantic explosive family.
Coach Steele laying it in on Bunkhouse Buck, and Coach Steele with a vengeance.
And, you know, we also got to put in a big major plug for Kick. What is it, Kick 103.3? Got to put in a major plug for them. You know that. They are the most explosive radio station, the most explosive sponsor in sports entertainment today.
If you like country music, you need to listen to Kick 103.3.
103.3 Kick. Just like Coach Steele's doing to Bunkhouse Buck. Kick a little booty.
I know for a fact that two men listen to that station a lot in the Mid-Atlantic area. Coach Steele and Tater Kirby, both.
Tater Kirby, Coach Steele, they're both all over the Mid-Atlantic area. They're both all over 103.3 Kick. And right now, Coach all over Bunkhouse Buck. Bunkhouse Buck goes for the slide right to that back.
That tackle, I'm going to tell you something. That's a lot of man. That's muscle, solid rock coming off of you with a tackle there.
And that's a massive, powerful headlock. Look at the arms, look at the forearms and the bicep of Coach Steele. That's like being put in a vice when he puts you in there. And you can tell by Buck's reaction in the ring right now, he's been viced up. And there he goes again. That'll make your eyeballs pop out your forehead.
When you got arms the size of Coach Steele and you squeeze in that headlock, yeah, that will make your eyes bulge.
You know, Coach, as I said before, you know, back in my days in the ring, when I used to lace up the boots there for about 12 consecutive years, I had a few battles with Coach Steele when he was on the other side of the fence. I'm going to tell you what, I tasted one of them haymakers. I've been hit by that. That's just not a pretty picture.
And Coach Steele taking it to Bunkhouse Buck.
Coach Steele just all over that throat of Bunkhouse Buck. As I said, I just made mention of it. Coach Steele knows how to get down and dirty when need be, you understand.
Coach Steele assaulting Bunkhouse Buck. And yeah, I'll tell you, Scotty, this is resembling a fist fight. More so than a wrestling match.
I'm going to tell you what, we'll see, these two guys, I mean, there's a lot of hatred here. There's a lot of bad blood here. Because remember, just as Tony Hunter backstabbed Madback, never could lose the title to him because he always had somebody running right up in behind him. Coach Steele's always had Ronnie P. Goff, always had Bunkhouse Buck, attacking him from behind, a few choice words by Buck, attacking him from behind, never can get just the fake, straight straight up fair fight, is what I'm trying to say. I don't understand it. These guys are supposed to be the best caliber performers in the world. And not just supposed to be, they are. Why do we have so many here that want backstab? Why can't people just face it straight up like a conniving light heavyweight champion, just like a conniving heavyweight champion?
Well, you know, when you're going in the ring to wrestle fair, and honestly, it's a whole lot more difficult, I think.
Yeah.
And I think some of these guys don't have the patience to do that.
That's right. You know, you got to be patient. A good champion, a consummate professional is patient. He sits back. He waits for his opening. He waits for a time. These other guys, they don't wait for anything. Just like that right there, like I said before. Bunkhouse Buck will do anything he can. He's wrapped the leather around his hand and hit Cold Steel dead.
I don't know what he has in his hand or what that is. He's pulled out of those jeans of his, but it rocked Cold Steel.
It knocked Cold Steel hard, and now he's down, and now he continues to pound him in the head with that closed fist. Our ref needs to step in. What's the ref's name, Jeff?
Jeff Richardson.
Jeff needs to step in there and straighten things out. There you go. Choking again, pushing it right to the 4 count, right to the very end of the 4 count before he lets up off of it.
Ronnie P. Gossett Jr. on the outside distracting Jeff Richardson.
You know, Ronnie.
And take a look as Bunkhouse Buck takes the measure.
Buck knows how to go to that dude. Bunkhouse Buck has been a multiple champion in multiple outfits multiple times. That right there, I'll show it. See, that's what amazes me about Buck. He don't need to cheat like that. He doesn't need to do that, Danny. It's like he wants the easy ride. Why don't you just face the music, fight the man straight up? If you win, you win. If you don't, you don't. That's what's wrong with the world today. Too many people want to bring in violence and bring in guns. And if you go fight, and get your booty whipped. Live to fight another day. Don't cheat, backstab, get people foreign objects. Come on. Like
Ronnie P. Gossett just nailed Coach Steele with a billy club outside.
Right to the gut. Ronnie P. Gossett right in the gut. And, you know, Coach Steele's having a bad enough time having the wind choked out of him by Buck. To get the wind, the rest of it knocked out of him by a blow to the gut by Ronnie P. Gossett. I don't get it. I just don't get it. This guy's raw talent. Why does he think he has to cheat?
And Ronnie P. Gossett Jr. assaulting Coach Steele on the outside of the ring.
You see, they're all the great Mid Atlantic fans. They're behind Colt 100%. They want to see Colt get a good shot of Ronnie P.
Well, I'm going to tell you one thing. Ronnie P. keeps sticking his nose in this match over and over and over again. Scotty, you know that Coach Steele is eventually going to light him up.
You know, and there goes Bunkhouse Buck with that patent in the dominant stretch. You know what he's going to do here. You know what he's going to do here. He does it every time.
He locks hands with Bunkhouse Buck.
He's pulling on, he's snatching off. You can see right there. Every to the move. Because Ronnie P's got it, and Buck leans back on it, and he got that leg out. He's stretching the man's spine all wiggly right there.
Well, an abdominal stretch already stretches you beyond proportion, but when Ronnie P. comes in there, it elongates that stretch.
I'm going to tell you what's the truth. Listen, then there he got caught. He caught him that time, and Buck has to let it go. Buck has to let the hold go.
Jeff Richardson ordering for a break.
Oh, and we're right back to that midsection. You know, he worked on the lower back, then he leaves him in the gut, working on the front. He's working his way all the way around that midsection with Coach Steele. So that may be, Coach Steele's not a weak man anywhere, but his weak part may be, we got to cover here.
Bunkhouse Buck has a game plan, and you know what I'm thinking? He may be trying to break a rib with Coach Steele.
You know, that's what I was going to say about Cole. Cole is solid as a rock. Cole's a mountain of a man, don't get me wrong. But the weak part on a man is always the stomach, no matter how strong you are in the ass. You start kicking air and the air starts going out, well, then you lose the whole concept of what's going on. You get lightheaded, and you get your booty, he's riding it. So he's riding it like old Texas Steer.
Sitting on his back with that chin lock.
But I'm going to tell you what, you're going to have to come with a lot more than that to take down the likes of one Coach Steele.
But with his weight on his back, he's trying to weaken that back. And I'll tell you, if he does do the damage he's trying to, Coach Steele's going to have trouble with things like body slams.
And Coach Steele hangs in there. Sorry to interrupt you, Danny. I just got a little excited because Coach was going out for the third time. Good to see that he didn't go all the way.
Coach Steele's getting a little bit of fire coming back into him.
Coach Steele's firing up. You know, Coach knows he's got the crowd behind him. Coach wants the crowd behind him. Coach loves the crowd. The crowd, this explosive Mid-Atlantic crowd loves Coach Steele. And all it takes is a little bit of fire, a little bit of motivation for those outside, you know, We've seen a lot of outside interference tonight, but that's the good kind of outside interference. Just outright support. No cheating, no hands-on, just support. Whoa! He telegraphed the move. Buck telegraphed the move, and now we got a multiple 10 count going on both competitors as they both fight back to the feet. Cold Steel's begging to get behind. He's begging the crowd. He's begging for the power. And Buck takes it. Buck is going. Look at Buck's right hand. Buck is going for the belt again.
Buck has that object in his hand, and it goes down. Jeff Richardson has it. Tosses it outside.
That's good. That's good. He got the only thing bad about him tossing outside. Now he left it out there for Ronnie P. And look who's going to get it. Ronnie P. Coach got it up on the road, just pounding the man. Pounding the big Tennessee Volunteer.
Eye gouged by Bunkhouse Buck.
That's what I'm saying. The man's too strong. You don't need to do that. And our official, Jeff, gets knocked down. You know, it's actually the first time tonight we've seen one of our great officials go to the mat.
Jeff Richardson sort of punch drunk. Cold Steel going outside.
Cold Steel comes back up. I think he caught him off guard. Oh, Cold Steel shoots him to the midsection. Sunset flip by the big, massive man, Cold Steel. I've never seen a man that size do a sunset flip. 1, 2.
Mark Foley counts to 3.
Hey, we have a new champion.
A new Mid-Atlantic heavyweight champion.
Heavyweight champion. And there you have it, fans, a new champion.
Wait a minute. Jeff Richardson disputing.
What's he doing? Wait a minute. Oh, now they say they went on top rope. And once again, the treachery pays off. Danny Paris, it's been great joining you here tonight on Mid Atlantic Championship Wrestling. I think you're closing the show up for us.
Well, what a match, what a main event. And let's have a word with Bunkhouse Buck.
All right.
I told you I was better than Cold Steel or any other North Carolina garbage that you got around here. He's nothing but a sore loser. He always has been, and he always will be. He's fine. I'm the man. I'm the prettiest thing you've seen in North Carolina here, and I'm your second. You people gotta love me. I know you talk about me all the time. I'm here to say, boys, when I get back there home in the hills of Tennessee, I'm gonna tell them all about how good I've been doing. I don't know about your belt, man. I'm beating fire and fire right away. How many shots does Cold Steel get? Ladies and gentlemen, until next time, so long for now.